That's actually true.
Yes, it is. I want to touch on the day in which Misha was talking about recently. Jared and I were angels. Luckily we're there to pick him up when he falls down, and set him right, and thankfully because of us we saved the day. No thanks to him.
Now that we clarified that.
Yeah. Now we can continue. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Lovely. Thank you.
First of all, I'm from Texas, so.
Yes.
Howdy.
She's also from Texas. Anybody from Texas out there?
Did you guys hear her back there?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm from Texas.
Oh, there she is.
Okay. I just wonder if anybody's ever gone back and looked at all the episodes to determine how many times Dean has said Sam or Sammy, or Sam has said Dean, or both of you have said Bobby.
That's a good
Oh, there's your
Yeah.
show of hands. How many have done that?
2 or 3.
I would also like to say this show was recently through today. I had a very bad automobile accident and broke my ankle very badly. But I told off a therapist, I'm going to convince you. So, thank you.
That girl.
Thank you. All right. Hi.
Sorry, I'm like crazy.
It's all right.
Okay. So we heard some pretty kind of messed up childhood stories from Misha.
Some pretty messed up stories from Misha?
Every story from Misha is a messed up story.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not. Okay, go. What's your question? That was your question?
Yeah.
We heard really messed up stories from Misha. Have a nice afternoon.
Like your childhood.
What's that?
Stories from your childhood. Both of you.
Messed up.
Do we have messed up stories
Yeah,
from
or
our childhood?
any funny childhood stories, memories you guys have.
I wish I did. I don't.
I generally try to block them out.
I paid a lot of money for therapy to forget all this. I would rather tell other stories about Misha's messed up childhood.
And I'm fairly certain that I think he and I could agree that whatever stories he told you trump any story that we could come up with. So, I mean, obviously, look at him. He's a living result of whatever happened to him.
And my parents will watch this video on YouTube, so if I mention something.
Yeah, my mom's still upset with me about the whole green bean situation, so I don't know why.
You're gonna get grounded.
I hate green beans, and it's because my mother made me sit there until they were cold, gross, and she was like, "You're not leaving the table until you choke them down." And I literally choked them down, and then I threw up. And to this day, eat green beans. And my mother, she blames herself. She's like, "It was for me. Green beans." I'm like, "Mom, get over it. It's a vegetable."
Jared, you don't remember anything.
What's that?
Sorry?
Jared, you don't remember anything.
No, I like green beans.
You don't remember anything.
He's the green giant. Of course he likes
green blue. I'm sure I can't, God, calm down, Paul. I'm sure Misha's were ridiculous. He hates green beans. I don't know how I can beat that. But I'll think.
You know what? I'm gonna remind him of this
Okay.
later during the thing, if I remember.
Ears are moving.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks. Hi.
Hi. My question is, I always put my kids first, and my kids are my life. And you
That's not
guys,
a question.
well, no, you guys seem the same way. So I was wondering what your favorite thing to do with your kids is. And if I was wondering, because I put my kids first and I left them home this weekend. This was that was the birthday present for me, was this. So could you guys just look out that way to all the people not recording and say hi, Lindy and Lucas?
Hi, Wendy and Lucas.
Hi, Lucas.
Lindy and Lucas.
Lindy and Lucas. Hi, Lindy and Lucas.
Thank you. I love you for that, because now I can get away with that. And what's your favorite thing to do with your kids?
Sleep. If that's an option, because there hasn't been a lot of that. My little baby, I love both my sons. My little baby, Shep, he's a little bit more, Tom does more stuff, I think, because he's still 4 months old, so he doesn't really play basketball. You know? So
the second son is always the pain in the ass.
You are absolutely right. No, Shep is a great baby, but I'm a rough guy. So I like to throw Tom on the bed and stuff. And then I grab Shep and Jen's like, huh? It's really funny. The age too is fun. Discovery's fun. We went over to the National History Museum and saw the big elephant. I guess it's an elephant. We called him elephant because he's like, elephant. And we're like, that's a woolly mammoth. He's like, elephant. So he was renaming all the things. It was either a whale or an elephant or a lion. So just walk around, witness discovery, witness true, honest discovery, which is pretty fun.
I think feeding and putting her down for a nap is probably my favorite. I'm going to scoot this back a little bit because she's generally, she's 11 months old, so she's still kind of learning to stand, and she's kind of crazy at times and stuff. But when I have a bottle and have her, and it's a quiet room, and she just kind of stares up at me. All right.
This made me cry.
And then I walk her to sleep, so I'll get up and I'll like pace. I think just watching her like look at me and then her eyes get heavy and then gotta go to sleep and then it's just like this. I don't know. I feel very powerful. Like
if I was looking at you, I'd fall asleep.
Yes, you would. You can't look directly at me. Yeah, so it's the kind of the quiet moments right now that I really enjoy with her.
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
Yep,
and thank you for making my kids stay.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Hi.
We've seen the brothers fight a lot throughout all the episodes, so I was just wondering how bad you two think this one is, and if you think they'll pull through stronger because they had this fight.
Which fight?
The one they're in right now.
Oh, the current,
Like the mix of all the current fights that they're just having right now.
I don't think they're going to pull through.
This is it. Enjoy.
There really is no season 10. I hope the brothers pull through. I'll leave it at that. At the risk of getting fired. I hope they'll pull through. I think what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? And I think. Yeah. On Supernatural, what kills you still makes you stronger.
May bring you back to life and then make you stronger.
And then you're stronger. I think that's why we make the show. Just talk about a kind of show going through reverse and coming out on the other side. So I hope so.
I think due to the fact that there's still life left in the show, that we at least have a whole other season of story to tell. That it's probably safe to assume that that the brothers will iron some stuff out. I think if the show was nearing its end and they were in a fight, then it might be time to worry. But I think right now we're still on safe ground, hopefully. Hi.
This is for Jared, but both of you guys can probably answer.
I'll answer.
I'd really rather him not answer it.
I got it.
Well, I've noticed on Twitter lately that sometimes you read about American Airlines and not much about I was wondering if there's like a particular story of why you hate them sometimes.
Wait, I missed that. What?
I just talk about Marilyn, you know, on Twitter. He doesn't use a Twitterverse. So I think what it is that I have this thing where I don't like bullies. And so, for the entire...
Unless it's Misha, then he loves to bully.
Yeah. He's not a real person. No, I feel like for the entirety of my life before Twitter, I feel like if the airlines in general are being a bunch of jerks, they get away with it. And so I think I'm just trying to be that guy who's like, you're not going to get away with this. You know, if you're going to be in ASS hole, I'm going to call you out. And you're going to get a phone call from somebody saying, don't be ASS holes. Most people could probably spell that. So I probably didn't need to yeah. But now I'm a D-A-D-D-Y. So.
Well, you'd think that. I think he's filled up the swear jar in his house more than anybody else.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. There's nothing specific. There are just a few instances where I'm like, you know what, that's not cool. They kind of have you. We travel so much. We travel all the time. And when you're in an airport, you feel so vulnerable because if you say anything, if you speak up, like, oh, we're going to take you to the side and put you in prison or something. So you feel so scared. Like, I don't want to say, like, hey, don't do that because I'm afraid you're going to kick me off the plane and what's my family. And so I'd rather go and call somebody out. Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
I'll just punch him.
He goes, I don't have Twitter. I don't have Twitter.
That some of my best memories of childhood were from watching Supernatural, and I remember being 11 and watching the first season for the first time.
No way.
And with my sister and being like, oh man, I'm
Some of Jared's favorite moments from his childhood are Supernatural too.
So I just want to thank you guys for giving us such great characters to model ourselves after.
Thanks for watching.
Don't model yourself after me. He's cray-cray.
My question is...
Totes. You're totes.
Oh, look, that must be some Twitter SHIT.
My question is...
Oh my gosh.
Misha yesterday was talking about getting...
There he goes again. There goes Misha.
Inspiration for his directing and everything, and he went around asking cast and crew, like, what their favorite episode was. So I was just thinking, what is your guys' favorite episode, or thought an episode was really, really cool? What is yours?
You know, the one that comes to my mind is where Bobby died. That one was totally caught me off guard. I think also as one of the two leads of the show, I'm in so much of it that it's difficult for me to watch it as a fan. But because that episode, it was a lot of Bobby and Rufus, we were able to watch it as audience members and go like, oh, every now and again, guys are on screen that look like us, but for the most part, we could watch it as a show. I remember watching the show and being like, I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of that episode. So that's what sticks out. Death's Door, is that what it's called? Yeah. That's probably mine.
Yeah, that's definitely in the top for the same reasons that he said. I mean, he and I both were kind of we were able to watch it from a different perspective than we normally do because we experienced the show as it was made, and that one we really didn't experience it a whole lot. So that was a nice change. Other episodes, you know, it just depends. I mean, there's 195 of them. Yeah. So it's hard to pick one or even, you know, a top 10. I mean, it's a season. Yeah.
Yellow Fever.
What was that? Jefferson Starship? Dean Day Afternoon. Yeah. So there are a lot of, and it's not even episodes. There's a lot of scenes that kind of, you know, hold a special place, and it's hard to say which one is, you know, my favorite. I like storylines. I liked, you know, I thought the Demon Blood storyline with him was really powerful. I thought I thought the Benny and Dean Purgatory story. So there's storylines that I think resonate more with me than kind of a singular episode, but we had a lot of fun. Yeah. What's your favorite?
Oh man, there's so many.
See,
Oh, so you did it.
Well,
You
I
set us
guess,
up.
Pick one. One that comes to mind. If you're gonna go back and watch one right now, which one would it be?
I really love In My Time of Dying.
In My Time of Dying?
Which one was that one?
It's when Dean's in the hospital after the car crash.
Season 2 opener.
2?
Yeah.
You were 12.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
I was wondering which parts of your character's personality do you identify with most?
The hair.
Actually, it's the character's personality. His hair has his own personality. My favorite is watching him in a scene. It's like outside, it's windy, and we're doing it, he's all intense. He's like, ah! Okay, go. Wait.
Totally true.
And you can see like Jeannie, our hair stylist, kind of running with like a industrial strength hairspray. And he's like, no, I got it. And there are a few occasions when I've had to step in. Although I would say,
Never washing this gear ever.
I would say there's been more times when I've actually had to keep a terry cloth towel in my hand during his coverage, and mid-take I'll be like, "I pause," and I will wipe the sweat. It's just in the summer months it gets sweaty out pretty warm, and instead of cutting, and we just pause.
And they put us in our Sam and Dean shirt, undershirt, jacket, running around.
They're the only two characters on television that wear 3 layers year round.
Never goes for once.
It's ridiculous. What?
Leonard from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I don't care.
Leonard from Big Bang Theory, I don't get it.
What? Leonard from Big Bang Theory.
What about it?
Apparently they wear 3 layers? Yeah, but that's because, which one's Leonard? Which one? Johnny Galicki? Oh yeah, well he wears 3 layers because he's so little, he's got to look bigger. I used to do that. I was a little scrawny kid in high school. I'd be like, 3 layers. Makes me look bigger. Started that, not anymore. It's too hot. We didn't answer your question at all. What personality traits do we identify with? He identifies with his hair.
I identify with hair. I'm a big researcher.
And I identify with his hair.
I think, you know what, in all honesty, I'm a big, I always describe myself as an instruction manual reader, and I do. Like, I read instruction manuals. I really like to research things and get into them. I don't know.
Still take him 6 months to put together an IKEA dresser, but...
Right. But I will understand it. In English and Swedish. Or should I say, Swedish? No. I say Swedish.
And for Dean, maybe his kind of his undying loyalty. Yeah, his loyalty to his family, I think is probably something that friends and family.
Also with the,
It was my pleasure.
I love the dark shows, but I also love the light ones, and the one that's called The French Mistake, where an alternate universe where you guys were saving people.
Yeah, that one was fun. I remember that one. Yeah, that one was amazing. That one was nerve-wracking going into it, and then the finished product, I really enjoyed it. It was funny, and we could make fun of ourselves. That one was fun.
And my saddest one was the swan song.
Yes.
Towards the end when you took your life.
Yeah, that was fun.
You mean when Devil Sam beat the tar out of Dean?
And then he
The
stopped.
little army men.
Yeah. True story, my real life brother watched that episode, and he said he had to physically stand up and walk off the anger that he had, because he was like, all I saw was my little brother getting beat up. He was like, I had to get up and walk it off, because I was so upset that I was literally watching you just
Is that why he was ignoring me last time I saw him?
Yes.
Josh,
Thank you both.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Hi.
One of my best friends is in, he plays Jason Voorhees, and I was just wondering, you've both done...
Play Jason Voorhees?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Kane Hodder.
Got it.
And you've both done horror movies, My Bloody Valentine, and you've played in a Jason movie. Are you guys planning on playing in more horror movies?
We'd like a supernatural movie.
So, not a good idea?
Not a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will see
I think
you
I think the reason the horror movies worked out for Dee and I both was also a timing thing. Horror movies generally film in a very truncated period of time. It's not too difficult. It doesn't take 6 months to film like Captain America or something. It takes 7 months. Lord of the Rings, 9 months. So it was possible to do that between seasons. But I have no desire to do a movie between seasons anymore.
Well, next year we're going to do one. It's called My Bloody Friday the 13th. Stay tuned.
Kickstarter. Awesome.
Don't take that seriously.
My Bloody Supernatural Valentine fell on Friday the 13th this year.
Of Lex.
Of Lex. Okay. Hi.
Hi. My question is, when Misha was directing, I know you said you were Angel. What were some of your favorite moments from that?
When he was directing, shoving a pie in his face. What's great is that I wouldn't say this in front of him, but we do like Misha. So we didn't want to truly terrorize him. And so a lot of the stuff that we were going to... a lot of the stuff that was going to cause irreparable damage, we decided to cut a lot of our ideas. But then we almost accidentally scared him even more because he was just waiting the whole time.
I think I still have our brainstorming list of pranks.
Oh, yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was also fun to see, the crew loves him and the cast loves him, so it was fun to see somebody kind of trying a new side of this crazy age.
The chair?
We did the chair.
Chair.
Oh,
I thought he was like, no, there's no Sonny and Cher one on here. Drag queens that fall through the chair. So in the director's chairs, you could actually rig them to where they look like they're supposed to look, and then when you sit, you go right through. And most of you know director's chairs are rather high.
And there's a
So
little,
it's a pretty good distance to the ground.
and there's a little like crossbar.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't
We got him on that one.
Yeah, we got a couple times.
I have saddleback soup, which they're on the director's chairs are they're saddlebags. They're just like little pouches that snap onto the armrest. We're just gonna fill the whole thing with just muck. So you can't really see. You just kind of dig in there to find your script or your pen or something. And just,
We're gonna put a mouse in there one day.
yeah, the trailer shit bowl. That one's fairly explanatory. I don't know what that one is. The lunchbox shit.
I think it's also pretty self-explanatory.
X-Lax. With cream pie in the face. We got that one.
Yeah.
Water balloons.
Yeah.
Antiquing with water. Does everybody know what antiquing is? So you water, and then you take a big handful of flour and just.
So they look like an antique.
So what we were going to do is we were going to prank him to some degree every day, and then I actually have here on day 6 or 7, no pranks. So I'm just waiting for it all day, and it never comes, and it's like, it should drive him crazy. We didn't make it. Candygram, we didn't do that. We're going to have Vicky change his alarm clock.
Yeah. Well, I was going to go change everything in his apartment. We had a big plan, because I had a half day one day, and I was going to go get his apartment keys out of his bag, in his trailer. And then go to his apartment, and it was a really cold time of the year, so I was going to open up, he was working long hours.
Turn the heat off.
We're going to turn the heat off, take the batteries out of the thermostat.
Open all the windows. So basically, he was like below freezing.
Yeah, we're going to basically freeze him out.
And then we're going to wreck his room so that he wouldn't be able to sleep on the bed. And it would be freezing. And it would essentially take too long to heat up for him to really go to sleep. He'd probably have to get a hotel room.
Hide some stuff in his cabinets. And turned out he was properly paranoid, because he left all of his belongings at the concierge, at the, he's like, do not give this to anybody except for me. So, he was on to us.
I have a few more. Duplicate his script, his director's script that has all his notes in it, and then just destroy it and leave it, replace it with his script, so he thinks that it's completely destroyed. Like everything with his notes, his very first episode of directing, just trash. And if we get a tear out of him, then we give him the original. Anyway, there's probably like 10 more. But anyway.
If he tries to come back next year, we'll do all the rest. But
no. And that was maybe 30 minutes of him and I just throwing it back and forth. So anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm a disabled Air Force veteran and Iraqi war veteran.
Thank you for your service.
Thanks. From Louisiana, go Saints. My question is, how do you deal with the battle fatigue of your characters, because you constantly seem to be in combat? And then growing up in Texas, did you already know how to shoot guns, or did you have to do weapons training for the show?
We were both.
Yeah, I think he and I were both fairly comfortable. Both been hunting and had been around them, but then we also did kind of a more extensive weapons training on weapons that we probably wouldn't be able to get our hands on otherwise.
As far as fatigue, I think the show also is kind of more less based on actual fatigue and more, we're telling a story, so it's not necessarily realistic. We used to joke about the WB ointment. I mean, we'd have one episode where Sam's face is covered by demons, and then the next episode is like sparkling.
It's called television network ointment. It just clears everything right up.
Whatever's wrong, you just slap it on.
What's that? Oh yeah, ointment. I think I've got. No, I don't.
Lots of ointment. So it's more a story about these guys facing all odds, but able to make it through. And obviously, we have nowhere near the brawn or the toughness of our actual military men and women. But it's more just kind of telling the story.
Also, a lot of times the story will pick up, a week or two later than what you had seen previously. So it's not a continuous 24 or something like that, where it's one day based over all of this. So there's time to recoup, I'm saying. Every now and again we'll have a direct pickup, but I think for the most part they go, they work a job, then they try to relax while they're looking for another job. In that, hopefully in that relaxing time, they can get a little bit of rest and heal their wounds.
But all I can say is, having currently actually dealing with sleep deprivation, I'm like Misha. A couple days in a row with no sleep, and I'm crying all the time. I don't know how people do it. So, yeah, whenever Sam and Dean don't sleep, I'm like, I'd be crying in a corner somewhere, wetting myself. So I'm happy for. I'm happy they don't write that.
That would be embarrassing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Would you guys be willing to do a musical episode of Supernatural?
You look at me for. Willing? would really have to be, they would somehow have to find a way to make it make sense for the show. And there would have to be a really good reason why. So there's a small part of me that would be willing to entertain the thought of that. But I think the practical part of me doesn't think that that could ever be possible.
Moreover, I don't think Sam and Dean can sing.
Well, we know Dean can't sing. We've heard him try singing in the Apollo before, and it's pretty bad, which is funny because Kripke wrote in the script, Jensen, don't sing well. When I think it was
Mario Speedwagon?
No, I think it was Blue Oyster Cult, when I was singing Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah, he wrote a side note in the script. It was like, Jensen, reminder, Dean doesn't sing well. So I had to kind of try to sing off key, which was weird. It was frustrating, yeah.
So it'd be tough. It'd be tough to justify. I know Angel did it and stuff like that, but Buffy did not Angel.
Yeah, whatever.
I watched Supernatural. It'd be tough to justify.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now that Ben Edlund's gone, I don't know how it would happen. Hi.
Hi. My question is actually about my favorite episode, which is Mystery Spot. I wanted to know for both of you, what were your favorite parts to film? What did you love about that episode? If you loved anything, Jen, I know you died a lot in that.
It's a tough episode. I think
it was really tough for you.
It was really tough for me. Because I had to play the reality of it. I couldn't play the humor of it. I think what was fun for me was the bullet, pulling the bullet out. That was Mystery Spot, right? Yeah. Because that was neat. I just seen No Country for Old Men. I was changing channels. Pulling the bullet out. That was Mystery Spot. Yeah, when I pulled out my own side. Yeah. And then that, and then
I don't know who to listen to.
Usually not me. And then tearing the wall down with the axe was a lot of fun. So all the rest of it sucked because I had to play with my brother was dying over and over and over. So
not to get too sentimental, but my favorite part of that particular episode was just the memories I had with Kim, the director. Because that was one of his favorites. He really liked that episode a lot, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And obviously, he was playing a much more difficult, I think, version of Sam in that episode, whereas Dean was just his, happy-go-lucky self, eating tacos and having cannons fall on him. But yeah, that's so. I remember one of the ones specifically. I think it was gargling with mouthwash. Well, it started out to be real mouthwash, and after about doing 3 different setups and doing multiple takes each, my tongue was starting to swell up. Because mouthwash is not meant to be used, 24 times, over an hour. So we had to start cutting it with water just so I could speak. And of course, Kim was like, come on, man, this is what he said. It's no, not a pity party, but it's no tea party or pull your skirt up, Sally. He had a way of talking to us that no one has matched. So yeah. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, this question is for Jensen. So this morning I heard a lot of people after the photo op saying that you smell good. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one wondering what cologne you use.
I can tell you that. It's Gucci? Or Googie? Goosey. Juicy? Juicy? That, I don't know. Jared and I do travel so much, so those kind of purchases literally happen walking through the airport, and it's like whatever has the biggest stand right there, and it's just like, well, that doesn't suck, I'll have this one. And it's because I know I'm going to be on a plane for the next like 3 hours, and then get off the plane, and then see my wife, and it's I don't want to smell like the guy sitting next to me, so I think... Yeah, so that's, yeah. Yes, it is. It's called Ivory Soap.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
So I got a question. I was reading something last night, and there was a quote saying at the end we're going to stuff that we didn't get to do. So my question for you is there something that you wanted to do so bad you cannot do with being a father or something now?
Yeah. You know what and it's not like it's stuff I can't do anymore, but there's stuff that I always wanted to do that I'm a little hesitant to do now. Like skydive, and I always want to do Everest Base Camp. I want to do higher than Everest Base Camp. But there's certain things that, like, I'm scared of flying now. It sucks. I really am. Like, I used to always love flying, and now I'm like, I want to see my kids. I don't know. I think everything's just more cautious, which is nice. It's nice to be a little bit more cautious. But specifically, sleep in. I'd love to sleep in. I tell you what, I wish it sunk into my head. Like, sleep, get some rest, because you're not going to get some. And Gray right now, I feel sleep deprived. So.
And Misha told you that.
It is the sleep.
Misha told he was like, listen, you're not going to get any sleep. We're like, ha, shut up.
That's the theme this year. I don't know about specifically. If there's something I want to specifically do. Maybe like just backpack a lot. It's difficult to backpack with kids. Unless they're in your backpack. Actually, now you say it, I'm going to go backpacking. I do the Baby Bjorn, but that raves.
About a rave with, yeah, he's probably going to Burning Man this week. Freak. Well, it was things that we would do if we weren't fathers. I miss going on my boat and fishing. That's one thing I don't do nearly as much as I used to. But that's okay, because I've traded that enjoyment for a different kind of enjoyment. So.
There's somewhere in Britain called Katie Hindu from your way, and she asked me to tell you guys that she said hi.
Tell her hi.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you.
Hi.
So I wanted to know what's the craziest or weirdest thing that a fan's ever done when they met you?
Weirdest or craziest thing a fan has ever done?
You have a spider monkey attack.
Wrapped around me. What are you going to do? So I took her home with me.
Don't encourage
No,
Jensen.
I don't know. I don't think I have any crazy. I think it's always been nice. People have,
Yeah, I think we've been pretty fortunate to have a really cool, respectful fan base. So, yeah, we thank you all for being so awesome. What's that? Ask Cliff? Oh, you don't want to hear stories from that guy. We've got some pretty interesting gifts over the years. Used underwear.
Sorry.
That was you. It didn't smell like that guy on the plane. Sadly, we don't have any that stick out, and that's not an invitation to go crazy or do anything or give us stories, because we really like what's going on here. Thanks. Thank you. Bye.
Hi guys, my name is Shannon, and I just wanted to say, Jared, I had a photo op with you earlier, and I hope the request wasn't too weird.
What was it?
It was the...
Oh, the totem pole. Oh, that's cool. This is hard to get so low.
Yeah. what is your favorite hobby outside of acting?
If you'd asked us just a few years ago, we probably would have
Great answers.
had some answers, but there's not a lot of free time.
You know,
Anymore.
if I can fit it in, I love jogging. I think it's jogging. It's a soft jogging. I love jogging. I love reading. I don't do a lot of that anymore, unfortunately. I'll get back to it. But I think if I could, I don't know, maybe just hang out and read a book or something. With a glass of wine. Bottle.
What do they say? You drink a glass of wine every day for your health, and the rest of the bottle because you like to get drunk. I like golf. I play golf because it's guaranteed 4 to 5 hours of no harassment or dealing with anybody, or like it's just me and myself and a really nice walk through a well manicured park.